Imagine this. A legendary game, revered by fans and critics alike, gets a modern makeover, but its performance on next-gen hardware leaves much to be desired. That's exactly the situation with Metal Gear Solid Delta: Snake Eater, a title that aims to bring Hideo Kojima's masterpiece into the present day with revamped visuals. While it offers what many would call the definitive way to experience this iconic espionage adventure, there are some glaring issues when it comes to how well it runs on PlayStation hardware. And here's where things get tricky, especially for those who own or plan to buy Sony's new PS5 Pro. Let's start with the base PS5 version. On paper, it sounds solid. Dynamic resolution scaling allows the game to fluctuate between 720p and 1080p at 60 frames per second, FPS, while another mode operates in the range of 1080p to 1584p, but locks the frame rate at 30 FPS. However, and this is a big however, the performance isn't consistent. For example, if you dive underwater during gameplay, the frame rate can plummet to as low as 40 FPS. Meanwhile, the 30 FPS mode suffers from poor frame pacing, leading to noticeable stuttering that disrupts immersion. Not ideal for a stealth action game where timing and smoothness matter. Now let's talk about the PS5 Pro, which was supposed to elevate gaming experiences with its enhanced capabilities. Unfortunately, Metal Gear Solid Delta doesn't quite live up to expectations on this upgraded console either. The Pro attempts to strike a balance between visual fidelity and performance, targeting resolutions between 756p and 1152p. But instead of delivering a seamless blend of both worlds, it ends up feeling like a compromise too far. Why? Because it relies heavily on PSSR, the system's proprietary AI upscaling technology, to clean up the lower-than-expected native resolution. This approach introduces problems such as shimmering artifacts and blurry textures, particularly noticeable in distant objects. In other words, the very feature designed to enhance visuals sometimes makes them worse. To make matters more complicated, even though the PS5 Pro matches the base model's improved lighting effects and shadow quality in its quality mode, the frame rates tell a different story. Despite aiming for a steady 60 FPS, the Pro frequently drops below that threshold, occasionally dipping under 40 FPS in certain scenarios. Interestingly, interior environments seem slightly kinder to the Pro, offering marginally better stability compared to outdoor areas. Still, these improvements aren't enough to justify the premium price tag associated with the Pro version of the console. Here's something else worth considering. Metal Gear Solid Delta is built using Unreal Engine 5, one of the most powerful tools available for developers today. Yet, Epic Games' flagship engine has had its fair share of optimization challenges across multiple titles recently. So, while UE5 undoubtedly brings impressive graphical capabilities to the table, it seems virtuous. The studio behind Delta has yet to fully harness its potential. Given the resources and talent involved, shouldn't we expect smoother results, especially on high-end hardware like the PS5 Pro? But wait, there's still hope. The game isn't set to release until August 28th, leaving ample time for Virtuous to roll out a day-one patch, addressing many of these technical hiccups before players get their hands on it. Such patches have become increasingly common in modern game development, often turning rough launches into polished experiences over time. Let's keep our fingers crossed that they'll do just that, because despite its current shortcomings, Metal Gear Solid Delta remains a must-play title for fans of the series and newcomers alike. So, what do you think? Is it fair to hold remasters to higher standards than original releases? Should Sony and Virtuous prioritize fixing these issues post-launch, or does the nostalgic value outweigh any technical flaws? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.